I'm muted. Hi. So we made a very last minute change to the stream. So I understand a lot of people won't be here, and it's because I've tried reposting my messages on the Discord, and for some reason my thumbnail's coming out the same. Before I get into the stream asking how everyone is, giving life updates, whatever, it turns out that Kate Middleton actually was diagnosed with cancer this morning. And so out of respect for that, I'm no longer going to touch on the Kate Middleton subject. If it was Charles, I wouldn't give a damn, because everyone knows that man sucks. But Kate Middleton, I'm gonna back off and not touch on it anymore and just wish her well. But I do want to say, I'm already starting the stream heated because obviously I self-promo on the Discord. Everybody does on everyone's Discords, right? And someone decided to get hostile about me sharing my thumbnail. Now, I understand my thumbnail is probably insensitive to the subject. I wasn't aware. For people who can't tell, I am from California. I don't know about the royal family like that. I don't keep that up to date. And so I wasn't aware that she was recently diagnosed with cancer. And my response, I kept it really cute, but also kind of sassy, because that's who I am. And I just said, I think it's more important to educate people than to get an attitude. That's just me. If you want to be different, that's you. But it's not my job to keep up to date on the royals, because I don't kiss ass to a family with a long line of nasty history. But I do wish Kate well. Now that that's out of the way. Hi, everybody. Neaters, hello. Brooke. Aurelius, Jilly, hi. Nikki, hello. Stardust Ghost, I don't know what you want to go by anymore, but hi. Spider-Man, hello. Aurelius, I already said that, I think, but hi. Evie, hi. Let me get all the links going. Obviously, I didn't get around to promoting this time like I usually do, because I was getting jumped by somebody. But hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh, Anakin, also hello. We're just gonna get into the topic of the Nickelodeon stuff. I do want to share, I was gonna prepare an outline for this like I did for the Kate Middleton topics, but I didn't have time. So we're just gonna kind of go through the works of it. But first, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's eaten today. I did not eat because I woke up late today. I slept very late last night, which is my fault, because I was rewatching the documentary, actually, Quiet on Set, which if you haven't watched, if you have, I believe it's on HBO or ID, the channel, or if you have Discovery Plus, I highly, highly recommend that you watch Quiet on Set. It's probably one of... Did I time travel? I did. It's 12 in the morning. I highly recommend that you... Oh, my plot sold. God damn it. Hold on. How many people do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, wow. I have one. Is this my last plot? Are you... So now I have to work to kick someone out? Are you kidding? Okay, that wasn't part of my stream plan. Who moved in? Who's Greta? Hold on, y'all. Ew! I can't live like this. Oh my god, oh my god. I can't live like this. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Galooper. Hello. Greta's a rat, and I can't stand it. But I will eat in a little bit. I will eat. I hope you got some good rest. Thank you. I've been having a really hard work week, and I'll tell y'all why. It's easier to get mad than to be logical. Exactly. And, you know, I don't know. I think I feel sympathy toward Kate, because obviously anyone dealing with that is terrible, and I don't wish cancer upon anyone. But the family in general, I'll talk about them whenever the hell I want, because they have such a terrible line of work, and I'm never going to forgive them for what they did to Diana, and I said what I said. Girl, you need to eat. I'm sorry. But how's everyone doing? This Mercury in retrograde is hitting us too hard. Please. Z, hi, how are you? I hope everyone's doing well. This was a funny sequence of events I've seen all week. I was losing. I just started getting a text from Caro, which, by the way, Caro, love you. Thank you very much. Basically saying, you know, I don't know if you should make that video on Kate Middleton because has cancer. And I was like, shit. And so I'm like scrambling, and then my computer is also updating, so I'm having to wait for it to update to scramble and make the changes. And now my plot is full, so I have to kick someone out. Yes, Galooper, Kate Middleton has cancer. It just came out a couple hours ago. Someone on a Discord tried to attack me over it though, and I clocked him real quick. I was like, please check yourself before you wreck yourself. Please do not come after me. Thank you for Jill's command. I appreciate it. Matthew, hello. Welcome in. How are you? Queen Elizabeth can rot exactly for how she let people treat Diana and Meghan. I'm sick. Go eat. I can't eat. I can't eat and talk. I have to chisme because this Nickelodeon thing, y'all, when I tell you I am deep in it, I am in the trenches, okay? Everyone read the pin message or else. Yes, please read the pin message. If you're uncomfortable with any of the things that I'm going to talk about, please do not feel the need to stay. A simple hello and like or a lurk without the volume on is okay. The feet tickler guy, Hunter. Hi, Hunter. I thought Queen Lizzie did rot, please. What is going on? Wait, what now? The pinned comment, if y'all don't mind reading it. Why did I get a rat, bro? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, she's not. Ooh, just kidding. I was about to say she's not the ugliest rat, but then she made that face. Never mind. I'm still singing Lizzie's in a Box to this day. Oh my goodness, the disrespect. I live. We're gonna have to work to kick someone out now, y'all. I really apologize for that. I did not know my plot was gonna fill, because y'all saw the last time we played, nothing was filling up. So, she's not that bad, gosh, please. If we're talking about Dan Schneider, I feel like every few years this guy gets exposed for more and more. Yeah. And so, we're gonna get into that. But I guess, life update things. First of all, I don't know if y'all have heard, and I'm sure it's in retaliation against the Madam Web and how badly it bombed, but all of the Spider-Man films are going to be coming out in sequence to the theaters. When Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man came out, y'all, I was just a child, okay? I didn't go to the movie theater like that with my parents. We didn't have that kind of money at the time. You better believe I am pulling up to every single premiere for the Spider-Man movies. I'm going to Spider-Man 1. I'm going to 2. I'm going to 3 for Dark, what was it called? Bully Maguire. And then I'm going to the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. And then I'm going to all of the Tom Hollands and to the Miles Morales, because you've got me messed up. Spider-Man is one of my favorite franchises. I love it so much. And so I'm going to start looking into buying tickets. And it actually, funny enough, the first one comes out the same day as Shrek 2. And I'm already going to see Shrek 2 at 7 p.m. So I might have to movie hop right after that with my siblings to go see Spider-Man. Because literally the Friday I come back from London, I'm going to see Shrek. In theaters. Because I'm not missing it. Did you, I'm still, okay, wait, hold on. What does that include Spider-Verse or not? I believe it does, Anakin, but I'm not totally sure. But I know it includes Toby, and that's what matters to me. I need to go see my bully Maguire. You gonna cry? Goblin Jr. gonna cry? Like, that's my favorite. Pizza time. I quote that every time I pick up pizza to this day. I'll be seeing all of them. Period. Me too, Galooper. Me too. Because if it does, I need to watch the first Spider-Verse. You've never seen it? Get on it, Anakin. Tobey's Spider-Man 3 is the best in the series. Literally, it's the best movie. I don't care if it's tacky. It's my favorite. It's so whimsical and just such... It's a cringe kind of movie, but it's so good that I love it so much. And I have to go see it. Somebody want to leave? Anybody? Hello? You want to leave so bad. You want to get out of here. When did Fang move in? Who the hell are all these people? Where are they coming from? Who are you? Who brought you here? Who are you? Chomp? Okay, that feels really aggressive. Oh, did you hear about X-Men 97? I did! And I've been meaning to watch it, but I've been trying to, not pirate it, but watch it off a different website because I'm not trying to support Disney right now. Also, Disney Plus is way too expensive for me to spend that much money on just one show. A little bit ridiculous. But I am trying to figure out a way to watch it. I'm waiting on Watch Cartoons Online to start posting it so that I can watch. Naru, hello. Good luck driving. Please be safe. Have a great day at work. Happy time zones to you. Toby's the least hot Spider-Man. It is true. He is very geeky. I will say when I was a child, I was all about it. I loved him. Especially in the first movie, he was majestic. But I was a child. I will say my favorite is Miguel. Just kidding. My favorite is Miles. I really love Miles. I think that he's a really cool, really cool Spider-Man, and these movies made me fall in love with Miles' character even more, so I think he's like the dopest one for me. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Welcome back. You had a crush on Andrew Garfield, as you should. I mean, who didn't? Man and woman. He's kind of like the Ryan Reynolds of Spider-Man, where like everyone loves Andrew. Like, you may have hated his movies, but you love Andrew Garfield. And Prob's coming that way soon. No, you're not. Are you? There isn't any streaming service I have that has a Spider-Verse movie. You need a link? Watch Cartoons Online. Go look for it there. All the weirdos, please. Toby Spider-Man is a jungle that always slips you a beer at the family gatherings. Did you mean uncle? Jungle. I was like, what do you mean jungle? What are you talking about? Have they done a live action Miles? They haven't. But I'm waiting, and I think what they're waiting on is just to get like the timing right, because they said they were gonna introduce him with Tom, but you mother F. They received a lot of backlash. People were like, the timing doesn't feel right. It feels too soon. You shouldn't do it so soon yet. And so they're not introducing him yet. But I don't know if you guys caught this. I caught a few things. One of them is a deleted scene, 2 deleted scenes from Spider-Man Homecoming, I believe. Because it's the one with the guy who plays Batman. What's his name? Oh my god. Michael Keaton. And the other is from this last movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. So in Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover, and obviously he appeared, spoiler alert, in the most recent Miles Morales film as the Prowler from a different universe. In the in the Tom Holland film Homecoming, when he straps him to the hood of his car, or the back trunk of his car with webs, he, in a deleted scene, calls someone and says, no, he says, I gotta get back to my nephew. That's a deleted scene. And then the deleted after credits scene is him calling his nephew, and he says, yeah, Miles, tell my brother I'm not gonna make it home for dinner or something. Okay, so that's one. Then in Spider-Man No Way Home, when Peter is running through the food bank, you can hear Rio, if you like turn the volume up a certain way, saying in the background, "Donde vas, Miles?" So I don't know when they're gonna introduce him, but I know it's coming, because I caught those little details. I'm a total geek when it comes to that stuff, where I go digging for things because I'm a nerd, and that's my cup of tea. And so I'm thinking they're gonna introduce him soon, but don't quote me on it. I think they kind of want to wrap up the animated films first, give it a couple years, and then maybe they're going to jump into showing the real, like, human Miles Morales. I'm being sabotaged by technology, please. The Amazing Spider-Man was the first movie I watched. Really? Hi, Stardust. Are you going by Ghost now or Stardust? Do let me know. But hello. We were talking briefly about the Spider-Man films, also about the X-Men 97 show. Let me know in the comments, or in the chat rather, who your favorite X-Men member is if you were a watcher of the X-Men. Mine was and will always be Storm. Storm was my girl. I loved her in the old X-Men show. I loved Halle Berry as Storm. Halle Berry is just that girl for me. I love her. And I will say I did see a snippet on TikTok of the new X-Men film. Spoiler warning. Actually, no, I won't say what it was. But they were executing Storm's abilities in a lot of a stronger way, which made me really happy. Because Storm is actually one of the strongest X-Men. She could go toe-to-toe at times with the Scarlet Witch. And it makes me really happy that they're kind of expanding on that a little bit. Gambit? Period. Isn't Gambit dating? Is it is it Rouge or Rogue? I never remember how to say it. I swear, y'all, if I can't kick someone out of this damn island, I'm gonna be sick. I didn't know that my plot was gonna autofill. Are you joking me? And now there's stupid eggs on the trees and I can't get anyone to leave. Don't talk to me. Please, anyone at this point. I will kick out anyone except Marshall. And except Stitches. But I'll kick out anyone. Anyone else. Everyone else is free real estate. Please. Oh my god. I thought I prepared for this. I'm such an idiot. And you know it's my fault too, because I was up late yesterday villager hunting a little bit, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it a little bit for fun. And I time traveled and I totally forgot to put my time back. So it's definitely all my bad. Who wants to leave? You want to leave so bad. You want to get off this island. It's so ugly. You just want to go home. I'm so sick of y'all. None of y'all want to leave. Doggone it. But I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, Storm is my girl. Also, the way she gets with T'Challa in the comics. That's my girl. I love her. I have to stand. Two baddies as a couple in a room. I had to change my username that came up with the... Oh, I'm sorry about that. Also, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, you know... Okay, before I get to the life things, I haven't even gotten to what we're going to talk about, and it's been almost 30 minutes. You know how there's like certain actors that play certain roles where you're like, no one else could ever play that role better? No one... When you see that, you think of that character, it's synonymous with the face. Obviously, one of the obvious ones, I think, is Robert Downey Jr. I think that him is Iron Man is just like the two are synonymous. Tony Stark, RDJ. Another one I think would be like you'd mentioned, Hugh Jackman, please. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I think is pretty synonymous. I'm trying to think of a few others. Those are like the only big two I can think of. I think he's just one of those that no one can play the role better, or at least no one I can think of yet. The Amazing Spider-Man movie was on Netflix. It was? I had no idea. Rouge, like the D&D class. I don't know, D&D. Free real estate is insane, please. But the Spider-Man films are coming out, which I'm very excited about. Also, for anyone, I'm playing Animal Crossing, so I figured I'd talk about it. For anyone who isn't following, allegedly, there is a new Animal Crossing coming out in 2026. And it is supposed to be far superior to this one. There's gonna be like full-on driving cars and walking into buildings and like skyscrapers, and this is all alleged right now. Your nephew's up. Have a fun time, Brooke. Be safe. It's all alleged, but supposedly there's gonna be a lot more advancements, and it's supposed to come out in 2026, so I'm very excited to see what that looks like. I'm not getting my hopes up entirely because, no offense, but it is Nintendo, so I'm only going to be so excited. But we have hope. I kind of always knew that the game was going to come out probably like 2025, 2026 because of the way they were being so silent about it and the way that people kept giving them flack. I was like, they're probably making something really like spectacular in response to all the backlash. That way when it comes out, it can like shut that off, right? And they'll forget entirely about their complaints that they're having right now. But I'm going to go to April 5th because I need someone to leave immediately. But, we'll see what it ends up looking like. The other thing, the Lego sets for Animal Crossing came out. I did go to my local Target to try to look for the Nook Shop one because that's really the only one that I want. But I didn't find it, so that kind of stinks. But I'm going to still look. I'm going to look for it. And if I end up building it, I'm going to share a little photo because I'm going to be really proud of myself. But I haven't been able to find them yet. Let me know if y'all picked them up. What do you think? I know 𝐜𝐤𝐞𝐝 was setting hers up the other day. I was watching that on her stream. I was very entertained by it. It was a lot of fun. But do let me know what you think. Is TikTok getting banned? I don't know. So the US is pushing to ban TikTok. They're saying because it's bad for kids. I think it's because it's educating people around the world about the monstrosities that are happening everywhere, really. And the government is threatened by that, so they're trying to close it. Just like the book Fahrenheit 451, it's not... That's really the only reason. They're trying to get people to be quiet. But I personally don't think they're going to ban it because the backlash is going to be so astronomical. On top of that, the CEO has already vouched they're not going to back down from TikTok. Katie, hello. Hi, how are you? But yeah, we'll see, on a different life note, the reason I'd mentioned at the beginning that I was a little bit busy with life and things, and part of that is work, and that is because I actually look at the trees, they're so beautiful. Who wants to leave? Please leave. Somebody. I'm so sick of it. I'm slamming my desk. I can't do this anymore. I have his amiibo, so I'm okay with that. Get out. I will find you again anyway. Good luck. I have his amiibo. I didn't realize the other day when I found him, but I have his amiibo card, so I can just bring him back whenever I want, so I'm fine with that. The TikTok legislation passed the House, but it's still, yes, it needs to go through the Senate. And if the Senate votes on it, then Biden has already said that he's going to sign the paperwork. So we'll see how it goes. The CEO of TikTok is the most patient man ever. Yeah, it's very... He's a very patient person, and I feel really terrible, especially because a lot of the questions that he got from my very own government, lovely, very smart, very educated people running my country. And this criticism goes all ways, by the way. I think we just need old people to stop running this country, and we need young people to step in. That's my personal thoughts. I'm tired of the outdated policies and protocols, but no getting into politics though. Nobody mention no sides or nothing in the chat, please. Just, if it's not a general criticism, I don't want to hear it. But basically, if it goes through Senate, it's going to go to Biden. He's going to sign it, but people are trying to figure a roundabout way around it. The TikTok CEO has already discussed like going legal. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I personally don't think they're going to ban it. I think it's too big of an app, but, you know, we'll figure it out. You were telling him off last stream. Stop. Stop. Don't clock me. Don't clock me on it. I had a very rough mental health day, but my friends online helped me. I'm glad they made you feel better. You know, people can do that sometimes. Friends are very good for that. My girlfriends, Kat and Kim, can attest. Whenever we're having rough days, my house tends to be the hangout spot because I have a kind of big room. I obviously pay rent, so I have the second biggest room in the house. And I have a TV right above my streaming setup, like right above me. And so I invite my girlfriends over, and I'm like, do y'all just want to come eat pizza in my room? I like to set out a blanket on my bed. That way, if I get crumbs, I can go shake the blanket out outside and then wash it. But I set a blanket, we just sit on my bed, and we watch, like, Ghost Adventures and make fun of it. That's what me and my girlfriends do when we're having a rough day. Or my other girlfriend, Monique, who's been one of my best friends since birth, basically. She's my neighbor. We love going to get crab together. Cajun crab is our thing. We do it at least twice a month, where we're just like, girl, I'm craving crab, you? And I say, let me get behind the wheel. And we drive and we go get crab. And so it helps hanging out with people. And I'm glad that you have that supportive circle around you and that they made you feel better. Would you build Lego Animal Crossing set on stream? I could. I'd have to get a camera and obviously get my nails did because I don't need y'all to see my hands all crusty dusty. And I'd have to figure out a way to set that up so I don't accidentally show my feet or my face. Obviously I'd have like socks on. Nobody come in here and act disgusting. But like I don't want to show my face by accident, and I don't want to show like my little socksies, my little patas, my concha slippers. But you know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. If I can figure out a way, first off, I'd have to get a camera because I don't have a camera. You need to stop with your hands. I'm so sick of you, the hands. What if we like feet? Oh no, here we go. But you know, I wouldn't be opposed. And then it would even be more fun if I had my acrylic nails on, because like I would be struggling to put the pieces together, so that would be kind of fun. That would be kind of dope. But we'll see, you know, we'll figure it out. I just have to try to find it first. And obviously, as for anyone who doesn't know who's here, I am going on vacation to, as of right now, London, Paris, and Germany. Between March 27th is the day that I leave to I get back here April 9th. So I will resume streaming it'll be 2 weeks. It'll be the longest break I've taken in quite a while, which sucks. I'll be trying to post shorts though, at least, and like little, like tiny short type updates, like little vlogs if I can figure it out. I don't know if I can. And then I'll be back on the 12th to talk with y'all about how it went. As of right now, the only thing I know that we're doing is the Eiffel Tower. I don't know what else we're doing. I just sent my dad a long list and said, here's what we can do. So we'll figure it out. If they delete TikTok, there will be another app that comes out. There always is, you know. Not the feet. Not saying I do. I'm so out of it. I know I had to come to this stream because I just clicked. Oh, the first stream I saw said hi to a random chat. Katie! It's okay, Katie. You're a busy woman. We understand, Katie. Okay, I have 14 tick. Look how beautiful it looks. I'm sorry, but can we take a minute? Spring is the best season in Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, but look. This is beautiful. Like, holy crap. This is so pretty. I can't wait to make my eyelid. I'm so excited. Because I'm doing Fairy Core and I can't wait. I'm so excited. We like short shorts. Jill, behave. We're in public. You're getting your shoes today, right? So about? Y'all, I was messaging Katie yesterday, and Katie's so stressed for me because I haven't started packing. I have things hung up, like things that I've ordered and like that I'm taking, that I'm gonna wear, but I don't have anything packed. I don't have the luggage in my room. I ordered the travel size things, so they're showing up today, and I have to go to Target to pick some up. But I haven't ordered the shoes. I can get them to come today though, if I order them before like a certain hour. If not, they'll be here tomorrow and I'll be like breaking them in until the 27th. But I ended up picking, they're either gonna be the Reebok High Seas or the 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐝 walking shoes, because I've looked it up and those are the ones that like don't cause shin splint and they're really comfortable for walking. There were actually a few reviews on those of people who went to Europe or like Japan and didn't have, oh, Aurora, they didn't have issues with their feet. And so I'm going with one of those. I'm just trying to figure out, actually, do you guys want to help me vote on which shoe? Hold on, let me set it up. Give me a second, wait. I want y'all to help me figure out which shoe. Okay. So we're gonna vote on the shoes. Let me go to find this one. And then I'm gonna take the picture. Y'all love my channel? This is quality content, people. This is high quality content, you guys. This is what you come here for, is a poll on helping me vote what shoes I should take on vacation. Hold on. Okay, let me put it in my OBS. And we're gonna get to voting. Shoe 1 is what I'm gonna label it because I'm lazy. Where's my desktop? I'm blind. Here we go. Oh my god, that's really big. I'm so sorry. That's what she said. Okay. This is shoe number 1. What am I doing? What am I doing? And then this is shoe 2. Okay. So these are the shoes, you guys. And then we're gonna put a poll. And I'm gonna leave it up till the end of stream. And we're gonna vote. Chunk glass? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Let me distinguish them a little bit. And then y'all get to vote. Feel free. Go at it. There you go, people. Enjoy. Way to grace them with your beautiful presence. Period. Exactly. They were blessed that day. I'm happy to give my unhelpful opinion anytime, please. I'm just here for the souls. Oh my goodness. The company wants you to identify the difference between 2 images. There is no difference. Stop. There's a little bit of a difference. They're a little different. which has a higher ankle, need good bracing? I think they're about the same. I will say the top shoes are actually walking shoes and the bottom ones aren't, but a lot of people say that they're good for walking. So just an FYI for you to know and distinguish. And while we do that, in white, the only thing I worry about is it's spring. Oh, I'll clean them. You know, I plan on taking wipies, so, or I can buy some at Boots. I get to say that I'm going into a Boots. I'm going to go into a Boots and I'm going to go and I'm going to buy some drugstore things over there anyway, because it has always been my dream. Because when I was growing up on YouTube, Zoella was everything, okay? The British Empire was strong. And she would always be like, I walked into Boots, I nicked some things from Boots, and I was like, I need to go to Boots. I have to go there. Skechers can go in the wash, just saying. There was a pair of Skechers I was looking at. So Skechers are still in the running. I'm still considering. The only thing is I'm really upset, but ever since I broke my leg, I can't wear like really big platform shoes anymore. And I used to love wearing huge chunky shoes because they would make me like 6 feet tall. I loved wearing them. But I get shin splints now because of my knees, so I had to retire my Fila's, which makes me very sad. Over time, I think I'm going to get back into them, but I can't do it yet. They're very comfy. Okay. We're going to vote again after. It looks like green and white is winning, and I have at least another hour on here, so we'll vote again. Why do I see every white girlie wear these shoes? Stop. Don't call me out like that. Don't call me out. Please. Don't do that to me. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. The reason I've been really busy at my job and like coming home late and sleeping like crazy hours is because it kind of sucks. I'm blessed, but it also sucks. I've been trying to find a different job, right, for a long time now because of the way that I was mistreated and mishandled when my leg broke. Not by the main boss, the CEO. I love him. He's always been really sweet. But by the executives in the workplace. Tell me why I got called in Monday of this week, and I got told that I'm getting a promotion and that I'm getting a 10% raise. I work so hard. I'm very blessed, and I'm very lucky that I got that opportunity to get that raise and to get the title, because I now went from associate to supervisor. But at the same time, it's like I was working so hard to find another job, and now when I'm looking for another job is when you give me the damn raise. But now I'm gonna stick around obviously for a little bit because I got the raise and I got the title. But there's been a lot of increase in work. My workload is going really fast, and I will say my coworker, I love her as a person, and there's some days where she hustles and she gets it done and she's really sweet. But you know when you train someone and you just feel like they're not retaining anything? Like they're just not clicking, they're not getting it, or they don't care to get it. Sometimes I feel like I train her and I say, please do these things a certain way so they're legible, or please upload to our system this way, and it doesn't get done, or she'll send an email saying like it got done, and then I go and check and it's not in there, which means she's lying, or like she did it wrong. It's making my supervisor job really hard, but my boss isn't helping me because she's like, you need to figure out how to supervise on your own. And so it's been an interesting week. Damn, those kicks are fresh. Hi, David. Thank you. Also, can everyone say happy belated birthday to David? Oh my goodness. Oh no. It's Pico. No. Oh no, what do I do? I mean, I can always play Happy Home to change her house. Should I take her? This is, but we're gonna have to kick someone else out. Why does Adam Sandler dress like a Spider-Man? Don't say that. Don't say that. Learn to do it. I dress like Adam Sandler. What are you saying? Learn to do it on your own. Yeah, code for lazy. Exactly. Take her. My birthday was last year. You're a liar. Bye, Pico. It was nice to meet ya. Oh, Katie's saying leave her. Jill is saying take her. Nina is saying take her. That's 2 people saying take her. 1 saying leave her. What do we think, y'all? Take her or leave her? I have 2 for take her and 1 for leave her. I'm choking. Ugh. I resisted it. I'm built different. Anakin. Take. Okay, for reference, my fairy core is like very pink. It's gonna be very, 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 very pink. Don't listen to Katie. Oh my god. Should I flip a coin? Hold on, y'all. I have coins. Wait. I'm gonna flip a quarter. Quality content on my channel. It's been 40 minutes and I haven't even got to the Nickelodeon stuff. I'm so sorry. We're gonna get to that right now. Hold on. Ready? Okay. What side do you want, Katie? Heads or tails? And we're flipping it. Listen. I have it. Heads or tails, Katie? And then I'll flip it. And we'll decide. What side is even head? This is such a dirty coin. Ew. Heads, because this is a logical decision. Please, okay. I'm flipping a coin, okay? This is fair. This is fair. This is gonna be fair. It's tails. I'm sorry, Katie. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, Pico. If I find her again, I'm taking her. Okay? If I find her again, she's coming. You're coming home with me. It landed on tails. I'm so sorry. My choice was tails. Take her. It's too late. I just did a coin flip. I see how it is, universe. Okay, stop. What a coincidence, please. Okay, to get into the Nickelodeon thing. So for anyone that doesn't know, and this was happening as I was a teenager when Victorious was getting canceled and all these shows that I was watching were getting canceled. Dan Schneider, who was the creator of many popular shows, including Key and Peele, Victorious, iCarly, The Amanda Show, She's All That, I believe, Drake and Josh, a lot of iconic childhood shows, was fired and was given a severance package, I believe in part, probably not to speak, of $7 million. And the reason it started was because really it only started as people were noticing him filming co-stars after hours, making them look very uncomfortable, having a weird fetish with feet in his shows, kind of like Quentin Tarantino. And I believe that's the one with the foot fetish. Welcome back, Brooke. We're about to get into the Nick stuff. But really inappropriate behavior in that way. And also because a lot of his childhood stars were spiraling, such as Amanda Bynes and Drake Bell and a multitude of others. And so he was given a severance package, I think in part to shut up, and they sent him away. No worries, Brooke. And later on, more and more has come out over the years about things including, SA, sexual harassment, workplace abuse, workplace harassment, child neglect and abuse, and the workplace, kind of power playing in the workplace. Just a multitude, any kind of disrespect that you think could happen in the workplace was happening under Dan Schneider's command. Yeah, and again, it's bad. And a lot of it was coming to surface over time, but none of it was really as compelling as this recent docu-series. It's a 4-part docu-series. Each episode is about 40 to 50 minutes long, regarding Dan Schneider, Brian Peck, who's a dialogue coach, this other person, I believe his name was like John, and a few other executives who were accused of the things that I mentioned. And the reason that it really blew up is because the first snippet that was released was on TikTok. And some of the executives that worked in the workplace, like smaller ones though, like writers and things, they didn't even know that there was things occurring like that in the workplace against the children. And one of the most prominent things is a 15-year-old took the dialogue coach Brian Peck to court over accusations at the time, which now we know are true. Well, we always knew they were true, but now we 100% know. Regarding, there's no way to really tiptoe around it, but SA and SH against them, a child, a grown man. And the reason it blew up is because out of the shadows around the corner walks out Drake Bell. Because Drake Bell of Drake and Josh on the Amanda Bynes show was the victim, who was going as a John Doe for the longest time, out of respect for him being a child at the time, and because this court case was happening right as Drake and Josh was premiering. And he's now comfortable coming forward. But the way that the docuseries really starts is kind of with general allegations from other people in the workplace. One of the more prominent ones, it starts with a mother who now I believe, and a lot of parents in this space are this way, and you'll see that Drake's mother was the same, and we'll get into why, where they just were more concerned about making their children famous and inadvertently making themselves famous to live out their dreams rather than protecting their children. Because the mother came forward and she was addressing Brandy as was, so it's alleged that Brandy changed her name, who was a child actress at the time on the Amanda Bynes show, I believe. She changed her name to kind of get away from the industry and to get away from her mother. Because the way that her mother starts the interview, she literally says, "I always wanted to be an actress." So disgusting. It's insane how money just starts to dish. Yeah, and they wanted that cash. Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of these parents, it's addressed in the documentary, but a lot of them were using their kids as their cash grab. Like the kids were making the money for the family, which is insane. But it starts with a mother of a daughter named Brandy, who was 9 years old at the time, I believe on the Amanda Bynes show. I'm going to come back next stream and get into a bit more detail on this, just kind of to get specific if I messed up anywhere. But she was on a show as a 9-year-old, and this guy who was kind of an assistant to Dan Schneider was really kind of a babysitter for the kids. He would make sure they got everywhere safe, make sure that they felt comfortable when the parents weren't around, when the kids would get dropped off, whether that meant like when they were studying in the school on site or when they were filming the show or any breaks in between, whatever. And he really became really close with Brandy, to the point that, and for some reason her mother allowed this, he got the email of Brandy and would exchange emails with her on her computer. A grown man. And at first, the mom was like, well, it was innocent enough. And for me, it's never innocent, but it was about things like jobs that he had for Brandy after she completed her run as a background character, I believe on the Amanda show. And, you know, other things that he was doing and wardrobe and whatever it was. 9 years old, mind you, her mom allowing this to happen. And she said that one day her daughter came crying out of the computer room into her room, and that it was because John, and I believe this is his name, don't quote me on that he had sent an explicit photo to Brandy saying that he was thinking of her. And for some reason, because the mother, in her words, didn't want to, because she wanted to save face, those are her words, she didn't report it to the police. But like 10 years later, when he finally gets arrested, or how many years later, When he finally gets arrested for doing it to another child, and it turns out multitudes of children, and also having CP in his home, now she wants to come forward and be on camera. So my belief is that this mother didn't do it because she cared more about her daughter making money for her than she did about her daughter's safety. And it's disgusting. And so I hope that Brandy's healing well. I hope that she's doing okay. But that's just one case, right? And this guy had a multitude of children that he was doing this to the point, y'all, that he had a yearbook that he would save memorabilia of the kids, whether it was like their hair, their clothes, a photo of them, of all of the children that he worked with, and Brandy's was in there. Disgusting. And this all happened while under the watch of Dan Schneider. Now, the reason this becomes relevant is because, like I mentioned, Brian Peck, right, a dialogue coach, who Dan Schneider says he has no part in hiring. Others are saying that's not true. And we're going to bounce to that in a minute, but he's onboarded like soon after this, right? Now, a lot of females are coming out in the workplace, and they're saying that Dan would harass them by every single day. He would message a different woman in the workplace and say, I need you to come and give me a massage. Usually it was neck or like the back or the arms. Who knows if it was worse? No one else has come forward. Only a select amount of people have because they don't feel safe. But he would call them, and if he told you that he wanted a massage, it meant you had to go and do it. You didn't have a choice. Because if you told him no, he would get really heated, because at this point in time, all his shows were blowing up. He was basically the face of Nickelodeon. This man felt cocky. He felt powerful. And so if you told him no, he would threaten you with your job. He would threaten you with your livelihood. He would threaten to like blacklist you in that particular industry. You had to say yes. You had no choice. And there was one woman that she was in wardrobe, and she's like, I have 2 dresses that I have to get on for this show. I don't have the time. Why is he asking me of this? And her friend actually had to work overtime to cover her because she had to go and give Dan a massage, which, mind you, would oftentimes happen in front of other people. It would sometimes happen in private. It would sometimes even happen in the writing room, which, mind you, at the time was like a room full of men and a few women. And speaking of writing, a lot of the women who were writers for the show were oftentimes asked to split one salary, which was for one writer, whether they were brand new or not. They were asked to split a salary between 2 of them, whereas the men, whether they were brand new or not, would be given a full salary. And mind you, at this time, the wage gap between men and women was astronomically larger than it is right now. So take that into account. Right? And a lot of people took the option. They took the job because they were like, this is Nickelodeon. Maybe I'll get my big break on here. But it never came. They were just always put on splitting a salary. Send the mother to jail. Literally. Disgusting human being. If she cared, it wouldn't have gone that far. Exactly. Serial killer vibes? Yes. He definitely could have hurt one of those kids, and we will never know. Definition of power of abuse, and when you're in a super competitive industry, yeah, it's hard to get a job. So you feel like you can't say no, and you feel like you have to do what is being asked of you. Like you don't have a voice, and it's really unfortunate. And so that happened then. Other stories came forward of women saying that jokes were made at their expense about their bodies, about their weight, about the way they looked. They'd be in the writing room and they would be asked to literally recite lines while acting like they're bent over, getting, done. Bones and all. And if you said no, he would get upset. You would be asked to objectify yourself, to sexualize yourself. Doesn't he look like an actual ogre? He does. Disgusting human being. Oh, look, that's him right there. And they would oftentimes be ridiculed in the writer's room. They would be told that their writing sucked, that their ideas wouldn't be used, which could, factor into the reason why there's so many jokes objectifying and sexualizing and with feet, with children. For example, Victorious had this like after show videos that would go on YouTube with the actors still in character, right? And a lot of them of Ariana Grande are very uncomfortable with her like squeezing a tomato and making inappropriate noises and telling it to let the juice out, with her laying upside down where her chest is like kind of partly exposed and dropping water on herself while making sounds, putting her foot in her mouth, things with feet, a lot of feet, which is why in my thumbnail I put the logo, because I don't know if y'all remember, but when Dan Schneider was there for a time, the logo became a fucking foot. The logo for Nickelodeon was a foot, and I totally forgot about that until I saw it on Twitter, and it like rejogged my memory. That I was like, oh my god, it was a foot. They used an actual whole ass foot for the logo on the top of the building on Sunset Boulevard. And they would have it at the end of the show. Like, it's crazy. Other things too would include, like, at the end of the shows, they would have like one statement lines when the show would cut at the end where it would say like Sony or whatever it was, and then the logo would pop up and it would say things like, are you wet, or do you want to sit on it, or things like that were really anonymous, right? Yeah, very gross. I would have hired a hitman, please. Doesn't he have a pole the shape of a foot? Yes, it's the logo, or it was. And other things included, one big alleged rumor is that Victoria's cast members would show up drunk to the set every day. They were allowed to drink and like get high. And that the reason that Victoria Justice started showing up less and less toward the end of the seasons is because she was the only one who was of age at that point. And so one, he got less interested in her because she was a grown adult, but also she would retaliate against him and be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not wearing that. I'm not making that joke. And he would get frustrated with her. And mind you, out of all her cast members, she's the only one who's been open about going to therapy because the show was so traumatizing for her. So there's that. On the iCarly show, and y'all know about Jeanette McCurdy, she made a whole book titled I'm Glad My Mom Died, because her mom was one of those people that would just exploit the hell out of her daughter and made her like become really hypersexual at a young age and really depressed and all these things. Can you go away, you fat hippo? I hate him. But her book is really great. I love her book. I highly recommend reading it. But she addresses the creator in the show and how she was actually offered $300,000 to not write the book, or to not mention him in her book, to hush up. And she didn't take the money. And she's honestly kind of the person who is spearheading this movement, because it started with her and then people started getting brave enough to speak up because she did. And a lot of it would include, like, they wouldn't let her get on antidepressants because they didn't want her to become like really moody while she was filming the show. They wouldn't let her have an appropriate amount of time to mourn the loss of her mother. They would make her work really crazy hours, whereas Ariana would be kind of liberated to do whatever she wanted. And really, really insane accusations. And just about the general like workplace abuse of him being like really critical of his staff and being really aggressive and threatening you and saying like, if you wouldn't work here, you'd be working at like a Chick-fil-A, you'd be a nobody, to kids, mind you, children. And so she kind of spearheaded this movement. And now, I don't know if y'all are following, but on social media, a lot of stars are posting really, really like suspicious kind of subliminal message type videos, including Matt Mercer from Victorious. No, not Matt Mercer. That is not him. Matt, whatever his name is, the guy who played Robbie, the nerd, him coming forward. The girl who played, what's Tori Vega's sister? Trina Vega. She came forward with a type of video. Victoria Justice came forward. Jeanette McCurdy. 𝐜𝐤𝐿𝐽𝐿. And the only reason that the girl who played Jade West isn't going to come forward, y'all, is because she actually married a guy who met her when she was 15 while filming Victorious. So she's a victim, unfortunately. And obviously the biggest victim, before we get to Brian Peck and Drake Bell, which is the biggest part of this story, is Amanda Bynes. And that was a big part of this docuseries. And I think that is a big part of why Dan Schneider felt comfortable coming forward and making that interview with that stupid guy who played T-Bone on iCarly, being like, well, I didn't feel that way. Well, maybe you didn't feel that way because you were a grown adult, not a child, first off. But the only reason he's comfortable coming forward is because Amanda Bynes is so mentally taxed from what she went through that I don't think she's ever going to speak out against him. If she would, it would be insane. But I really just want Amanda to get better. She went out and she's trying to get her nails licensed. She's trying to open her own shop. She's trying to be successful. And I wish her nothing but the best. I love her. I want her to be okay. They're mowing the lawn. If y'all can hear people outside, I'm sorry, y'all. I live in a big-ass city. There's going to be noise. But the things that she alleged, first off, she would suffer SANH at the hands of her father, which is very sad. And her mother was so far disconnected that they would let her go off with Dan Schneider for hours at a time, alone. Hi, Naru. Work was canceled, period. Good for you. How are you doing? It's an NDA. I think others took it. Other people definitely took it. If she was a middle, class kind of considered star and she was offered 300,000, other people definitely took more. It's funny because it's been going on for years. Yeah, nothing's been done about it until now where everyone's talking about it. But she would be gone with Dan Schneider for hours at a time. No one knew where they were. Mind you, she's 13, 14, 15 at this time when she's doing the She's All That show, or that's All That, whatever it was. And then the Amanda Bynes show, which she spearheaded at a young age, which also included really inappropriate jokes, like someone sneezing on someone with nose shaped, but they looked like private shaped noses on their shoulders, and really, in a child, mind you, wearing that. And it's supposed to be like a C-shot joke, really inappropriate things, but love the stream so far. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your time zone. Thank you for being here through the mess. But essentially, she would be gone with him for hours at a time. There's video of him sitting with her when she's in a hot tub in a bathing suit and he's fully clothed and everyone is just filming them. He would let her massage him. She would get really comfortable with him and hug him. And when she wanted to get separated from her parents, he was actually a part of the team, like representing her and backing her on that. And so it was just more than a workplace relationship. Like there was even a point where she had ran away from home and the first person she felt comfortable calling was Dan. That's a little bit strange, in my opinion. And in his interview, the only thing that he addressed was this one time that she ran away and that he helped her out and he called the police to pick her up. But he never addressed any of the times where staff members said that Amanda and Dan would be gone. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're coming home with me. I'm not leaving her. I'm taking her. She is coming home with me. Baby girl, you're so cute. You're so pink. I need her. Come here. Get her? That sounds so aggressive. Get her. She's not leaving. Yes, I found one. We're gonna go kick someone else out. I don't care. Not you. Brooke, have respect for Chrissy. That's my girl. I love her. That's her name, I think. I don't know, honestly. I just know I wanted her because she's pink. But one of the crazy things that came out about Amanda, and obviously the same abuse that was happening to the other kids was happening to her. Him threatening her with her job, being really mean and aggressive, and letting the writers objectify her and sexualize her and things when she was a child. But one of the things, and this part is alleged, but you know Twitter runs deep, and people allegedly found this account, which was a burner account that Amanda would do because her parents had her in a child conservatorship when she was on Nick. And on this account, this person who said they were Amanda even showed their license ID, their full ID with her photo and everything to show that it was her. she came forward and said that she was being abused in the workplace. She was being overworked, that the boss was like, he would get really close with her and tell her that he would keep her safe. But the craziest part, and again, I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to get in trouble for nobody, is that this person alleged that she had to get a baby removing procedure at 13 from her boss. I beg your pardon? And no one knew. She was screaming this from the rooftops on Twitter before, but no one believed it because it was like a quote-unquote burner account, even though she literally shared her California ID on there for everybody to see, which is very scary that she did that, but goes to show how much of a child she is. And this never got investigated. And her parents never got involved because, mind you, her parents are pieces of crap. Didn't give a damn about her, only about the money. And so there's something really crazy that could have been potentially happening that Dan got away with. And now gets to walk around and cover up because, again, Amanda is too far gone to go against him. Too far gone. I need a drink of my coffee. Hold on. If y'all ever go to Costco and can get their iced coffee latte, oh, crack. It's so good. I love it. It's so good. But that's the whole Dan and Amanda thing. And obviously that chapter's closed. And I just want Amanda to get better. I just want her to live out her life well and be happy. Kind of like Lindsay Lohan. No one's talking about it, but my girl made a rebound for the best. And I'm so happy for her. She's a mother. She's a CEO. She's back into acting. She looks good. Period. And I'm very happy for her. But the big one, obviously, and also before we get to the Brian Peck and Drake Bell thing, there were a lot of other people that were arrested for allegedly essaying and essaying children. Not alleged, actually, because they got time. Mind you, never enough time. Always just a few years, which is effing ridiculous. I think they need the electric chair. But there was one that was actually caught on Chris Hansen's How to Catch a Predator. He worked for Nickelodeon as a writer and animator on a child show, and they caught him on Chris Hansen's show, and no hoopla was made about it. None of these made a big hoopla until Brian Peck, who has no relation to Josh Peck, I'll say. There's no relation. But he joined the show primarily to help work on the Amanda Bynes show, and then he was going to start helping with Drake and Josh. Now, when he started working with the kids on that show, he grew a really close and interesting and honestly inappropriate fascination with Drake Bell. Now, Drake Bell kind of came into the industry with his dad. His dad was his primary helper, even though his parents were divorced and they had like a tumultuous relationship. His mom was kind of uninvolved. His dad just wanted to see Drake be happy, and Drake always wanted to do acting. So Drake would pick the shows, you know, he would pick the commercials he wanted to do, and his dad would be like, okay, let's go. And he would drive him around, which, Sir Quackington, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. He would be the one to kind of spearhead Drake Bell's career, and he would just let Drake pick what he wanted to do, and he would drive him around. And that would be it, which is the way it should work, by the way. Because the kids are doing the work, let them pick what they want to do. Don't drive your kid around like an animal. And he really loved Drake, and he and Drake had a really great relationship. And they got this Drake and Josh gig after the Amanda Bynes show, where Dan took Drake out to dinner with his dad, I believe present, and they were like, yeah, this is our own solo show with Josh Peck. We have already worked with him. We work great together. Let's go on board. Then they bring in Brian Peck to be their dialogue coach. And like I mentioned, Brian develops a really weird fascination with Drake. And I'm doing really well. Just had a cheese baguette. Period. That sounds really good. What kind of tea, if I may ask? I have not eaten today, but once stream is over, which will probably be within like half hour, I'll probably like go grab something really quick in my kitchen and just find something random to eat, because then I also have to go to the dentist. Yorkshire, is it good? I've never had it. I drink a lot of chamomile tea and green tea. Also is it raspberry? Something berry tea, because it's good for women. Period. Can I see the current villager lineup? You may. It's very messy right now. I'm so sorry. The only keeps that we have are Chrissy, Stitches, and Marshall. Audie, Chevre, Greta, Fang, Diva, Cody, and Colton all gotta go. So we have 7 plots that we can work on kicking people out of. We have quite a good amount of plots that we can work to get people out. Yorkshire is a band of British. Oh, okay. Are you from the UK, Sir Quackington? Or somewhere over there? If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to. I'm just asking because I'm going to London next week for a few days, and then Paris, and then Germany. And then maybe Scotland. I might be going to Scotland, which I'm very excited. And so if you have any recommendations of things to do, please share. I like pulling from like the native people there, people that are close, because I feel like y'all know all the good spots that like tourists wouldn't know. And so I always like to ask. Jet! Hi, Jet. Welcome in. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid. Brick, hi. How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm getting raided. Oh my goodness. Hi. Welcome in, friends. How's everyone doing? Is that a new emote? What the freak? Hi. Welcome in. I believe there's also a brick command, Brooke. Hi, Jet. How are you? Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for rating. I appreciate you. Everyone, please go sub to Jet for very, very quality content and streams, especially queen of one of the many queens of Palea and DBD. DDV. Good Lord. Can I speak? That's a very different game. Go subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. Go show her love. It's a fireworks emote. I didn't even know that was an emote. But how y'all doing? I hope your stream went well. Everyone go sub right now. We just found Chrissy on my hunt, and we were just kind of blindly and briefly discussing the whole Nickelodeon thing, which I'm not sure if y'all are following. The quiet on set mess. We were just getting into the Drake Bell portion. Neither did I. I was just looking for something. Please. In Scotland, if you go to Edinburgh, Prince's Street has a lot of different food. Okay, hold on. I'm taking a picture. I'm going to text this to my father right now and be like, we need to go. I got it. Thank you. It did. We got most of the plaza finished. Period. You're so good for decorating. If y'all want decorating inspo also, Jet is your girl. 10 out of 10. I only know how to decorate in HHP. That's it. We started watching that last night. Yes. It's kind of crazy. And we were on the part of discussing Brian Peck, Drake Bell's dialogue coach for Drake and Josh, and how he developed like a really weird fascination with Drake. And Drake's dad is actually the one that noticed. He said that like Brian Peck would like stare at Drake too long, try to take him out to like solo lunches and dinners, or to hang out after hours and talk after hours. And he would like touch Drake, like stroking him in like really longing ways, and like on his lower back and his shoulder. And mind you, Drake is 15 or 14 as this is happening. And his dad got to a point where I'm very much summarizing it, but because I don't want to get into the details because it's too much to disclose on YouTube. It's like too inappropriate. But his dad comes up to Dan Schneider and all of these executives and is basically like, I don't want Brian Peck anywhere near my kid. I don't want him working with Drake anymore. Anywhere that Drake goes, I go. I don't care if people are opposed. This is what I'm doing moving forward as his manager. And obviously Drake's dad would co-parent with his wife, or his ex-wife. And so one weekend Drake was left with his mother, and Brian Peck started basically feeding things in her ear, because again, they're divorced and it was very tumultuous, and was like, you know, your husband is just trying to take all of Drake's money, and he's just doing this, he's overworking Drake, and he doesn't trust me, he doesn't trust my work. And you know, Dan Schneider allegedly was also getting in his ear about this, even though he's saying that that isn't the case. And it got to a point where his mother reached out to the dad that weekend and basically said, Drake is saying that he no longer wants you to be his manager. He doesn't want to work with you anymore. And 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐝. And he wants to be removed from you. He wants to work on his own. And obviously this broke Drake's dad's heart really terribly. But he figured, you know what, if this is what my son wants, I love my son, I'm going to do what he asks. And the day that he took the paperwork to his ex-wife, he explicitly told her, do not leave him alone with Brian Peck. Do not trust Brian Peck. That guy is shady. He's inappropriate with Drake. Be with Drake 24/7. And one of the first things his mother does is she says that she's too lazy to drive him all the way from Orange County to LA. So guess who picks Drake up? Brian Peck. And that becomes a habit where Brian Peck not only picks him up, but he uses things like, oh, it's really late. It's almost, you know, it's going to be midnight by the time I drop you home. You should just come and stay at my house for the night. To a 15-year-old now, right? And Drake would do it obviously because he's a child, and his mother had no opposition. She had no qualms about it. She would just let it happen, which is absolutely terrible. And there was one day where the assault happened. Drake woke up, it was happening, and it became not an accident, but more of like a habit. And Drake is 15 as this is happening. And he's 15 when he takes it to court with his mother by his side, not his dad, because their bond was still broken. But when his dad heard about it, I believe through the media, his heart was shattered. He was like, this is the one person I warned my ex-wife about. This is the one person I told people not to trust. And now look what happened. And Drake felt terrible, which is part of why he spiraled after, you know, he has signed, you know, he has history of domestic abuse and his own like self-abuse and like running away and disappearing and people trying to find him. And one of the more prominent ones that people are talking about and misconstruing, and I kind of want to, at least from what I've read online and the court reports I've seen, I want to set straight. Drake did engage in inappropriate conversations with the minor, but in court, according to what I've read online, the person was explicitly lying to Drake about their age. And the moment that Drake found out her age, he completely cut her off. And then when she found out through the media that Drake was engaged to his now wife, she got upset and took it to court. And all of that was covered in court. And, you know, he was absolved of any of that, right? People are writing it like he was an R word and a P word, which was not the case. It was just, he was stupid and should have asked for age and he didn't. But when he found out, he cut it off. And that's what happened there, right? But I'm not taking away the abuse allegations. I'm not taking any of that. He's obviously working on himself now, and it's I guess that's what's important. It doesn't absolve him of what he did, but it also doesn't absolve him of what he experienced as a child. And so it's really sad to see how the cycle kind of continues when you go through things like that. And it is really crazy to see how everyone is jumping to Drake's side now that they know what happened. But the even crazier part, y'all, even crazier, and y'all are going to be mind blown when I tell you this. So Brian Peck, obviously, as soon as he went to court through that whole thing, Dan Schneider was like, yeah, I was with Drake and, you know, I was supporting him, whatever. I find it really hard to believe that this many people accused of this type of behavior somehow slipped through Dan's grasp and he didn't know. You know, I find that a little hard to believe. But okay. Brian Peck, after he served out his however many years, which it should have been a lifetime, but however many years, he got hired on This Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Disney Channel. And you know who hired him? Two people, a couple, who actually wrote letters to the court trying to support and absolve Brian Peck of any faults. You know who else was also on that list though, and it breaks my heart? James Marsden. He wrote a letter to the court trying to absolve Brian Peck. And at first it really broke my heart, but then I figured out that James Marsden actually met Brian Peck when Brian Peck was an adult, and James Marsden was a child or a teen. So he may have also been a victim, brainwashed. But it's still terrible because he wrote that letter when he was an adult. And Drake Bell said this quote once, basically in the documentary, basically like, they're gonna remember defending their friend. I'm gonna remember the faces of like all the adults on his side, like 40 plus people who came to Brian Peck's defense against a 15-year-old child. And the fact that James Marsden is on there breaks my heart. And the fact that he's not saying anything, that he's not coming out and saying that like he didn't have the full context, that it wasn't true, or maybe it was. It's just heartbreaking. But the craziest part is that Brian Peck got hired on another child show. And I bet you that none of those children knew anything. I bet you they had no clue. And that is such a tragedy. And it shows how deep these types of criminals run in this child entertainment industry, and how unsafe the protocols are, and how important it is that people change them. Because there's also accusations from stars like on the Zoe 101 show, where one of the actresses, I believe, got replaced for like being too big, or like black actors saying that there was a lot of racism and, you know, stereotypes, where one of them was made to wear a giant prosthetic nose. And it's just a multitude of things that are just trickling down and coming out of the woodwork now from a multitude of child actors, and a lot of adult actors now unfollowing Nickelodeon and cutting ties. Like the iCarly show is not getting another season because Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan Kress, and Jerry Trainer unfollowed the Nickelodeon social media and their own shows. But the most disappointing part is that an adult interviewed Dan Schneider, because again, T-Bone, the guy who played the bagel shop guy in iCarly, interviewed him. And one of his first statements was like, I can't speak for anyone else, but in my experience, one, you were an adult. Step one. Second, your experience isn't all-encompassing of everyone else. So the fact that you feel the need to even do comparison is stupid. But it shows you how manipulated Dan has all these people. That they feel the need that even when there's all this evidence to mount to back people's claims, and not you playing Dead by Daylight, Brooke, that they still feel the need to jump and defend this man. And it's really crazy. And again, I would have been a lot more detailed in my research. I initially planned to make this stream about Kate, for people who are just coming in or who, just arrived a few moments ago. Kate Middleton was diagnosed with cancer. So out of respect for that, I completely changed my stream. I flipped it. But it's really crazy, and there's still more and more coming out, stories of other child actors and their experiences, and it's just, I'm interested more in the way that I just want something to come out of this. Like, I need Dan Schneider to go to prison. I need him to do some kind of time for what he's done to these kids, especially for the unknown things that he probably did upon Amanda Bynes. That's who I need justice for the most, honestly. And what is a 15-year-old gonna do? Yeah, exactly. Like, he was in LA, so it's not like Drake Bell could drive home or call his mother to come pick him up, because she wouldn't do it anyway, because she doesn't drive. Stupid bitch. I'm sorry. I just cannot imagine as a parent allowing my 15-year-old child to go off and stay at a man's home while I'm at home sleeping. I can't sleep peaceful. I can't. And I don't even have a child. This is a hypothetical. I could never do that to my kid. I could never. Bow to do a David Bowie inspired mohawk, period. It's so sad. It's horrifying to learn the people we watched and loved. Yes, that they were going through all these things as we were watching them on TV, and we had no clue. This is going to get a lot worse. Yeah, I think a lot more people are going to start coming out of the woodwork. Though at one point, I don't know if you guys caught it, but in his interview, Dan Schneider basically implied that, like, he can't be taken down, because if he goes down, he knows too much about the network and other people, so it goes down with him. Which is honestly kind of just like a threat. But it's really insane how deep all of this goes, and bring it all down then? Literally, take it down. Like, we don't care anyway. I'm sick. Like, take it. Take it! What fucking business does a grown man have with a child being at their house? Exactly. Which is why when Amanda would disappear for hours, days even, with Dan Schneider or the writers team, and no one knew where she was, are we supposed to sit here and not think that that's a little bit suspicious? Like, what are we supposed to do? Their parents failed them? Yeah, the parents have a big part in all of this. Like, I wish the parents would have done some time as well, because it's so disgusting that they're being allowed to do this with their kids. It's really gross, and it's sad. And again, I think a lot more people are going to come out of the woodwork. I will say the two groups of people that have received a lot of backlash thus far is Josh Peck. He kind of made a TikTok the other day basically saying, like, if he hasn't talked to you since this amount of time, it's for a reason. And it was like a voiceover of an audio where, like, he's calling someone a bug. And people immediately linked it to Drake. And so they started dragging the hell out of Josh. And so after that, of course, he reached out to Drake, and Drake was telling people to lay off, but they ate his ass up on TikTok. They came for that man like hell in high water. I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll know what I mean. And then they came down on the Ned Declassified group because their show wasn't made by Dan Schneider. And they basically made a joke saying, like, touch my holes and do this and do that, and that they were just making a mockery of Drake Bell and all the other victims. And it's really gross, because it's like, just because that wasn't your experience doesn't mean you get to make a mockery of people. And on top of that, you're just angry because your show never got a reboot, and you're boring as hell now, and you have no job. So... And on top of that, they don't even realize that they themselves are victims. Like, the girl who played Mose on Ned Declassified talked about how as a teen, she would, like, sleep around with directors and things. Like, they themselves are victims, and they can't even understand that. And it's really sad, but it also doesn't excuse them being assholes and trying to make a mockery of Drake. I think Josh took the payout. Yep. I'm pretty sure. I know. You know who else for sure, allegedly, took the payout? Ariana. I know that woman had to have taken the payout. And you know what's also alleged? I don't remember who it came from, but it's alleged that at one point that there was an actress who had taken an NDA agreement. Oh, we have a campsite villager, period, from Dan and his team. And it also been allegedly, they didn't say if things happen, but sleeping in the same bed as the creator or the director. And people are allegedly, that it was Miss Ariana Grande. I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to get in trouble. But I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And so, you know, that's kind of where things stand now. There is a person who worked on the Amanda Bynes and I think Drake and Josh show, and maybe Zoe 101. No, it was Zoe 101, who came forward and basically solidified the allegations against Dan, but also introduced a lot more. And so there's just people coming out of the woodwork, and I believe it. I've had to share bed with coworkers on work trips. Are you freaking kidding me? This stupid hippo. Oh my god. Okay, with that, y'all, I think I'm done. I think I'm finished. I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm gonna end it here. I think that's all for the Nick stuff. I don't know if more is gonna come out. If more does, obviously I'm gonna touch on it because I find this to be very important. Just to children in general, the overall safety of children, because I don't think we protect kids enough. It was a little weird. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be back Sunday, either with, I don't know at this point. It's either going to be Overwatch, Coral Island, the Frog Game, or Fortnite. It could be any of those four, honestly. I'm going to have to let y'all know. Again, if anyone was offended by the thumbnail of Kate, I extend apologies, but I want to explain. I live in California, and I also work 10-hour workdays. So on Fridays, I sleep my ass in. I'm not totally immediately informed the minute I wake up. I don't open my phone. I go and I talk to my family. I go and I feed my dog. I do small chores around the home, and then I hop on stream. That's all I'm gonna explain. If people want to get snarky, they can go do that with a brick wall, because I'm not gonna entertain it. I think it's a lot more important to educate people than to outright assume that people are nasty and disgusting. And so take with that what you will. I'm gonna go and find food because I have to go to the dentist in literally like an hour, like half an hour. So I have to eat while I do up my face a little bit because I don't want to look like a bum. Not completely anyway. And then I gotta go to Target after. It's a whole thing. So I will see y'all when I see y'all. On Sunday, I will update my stream to be relevant to what it is I'm going to play. But please take care of yourselves. I'm glad we got to have a discussion. And to anyone that became informed, I hope that, you know, you're a bit more aware of things. Thank you all for the compliments. I appreciate. Love you. Pookie Bookie too. And I will be back in a day because then I'm gone for 2 weeks and I'm going to miss y'all too much. So it'll be a double stream weekend. But I'm going to go eat for now. Happy time zones, and for like the 10th time, bye.